Hi, my name is Carley Trillow, and I'm a trauma therapist. Actually, this is my first time doing a live, so I'm going to repeat that because I don't know if it actually caught on. But I'm Carley, this is Paul, and I'm a trauma therapist who practices in Cleveland, Ohio, but offers virtual services across the state of Ohio. Only Ohio for now. So honestly, I wanted to create some of these videos for coping resources information for the clients that I do serve and my future clients. So that way, if they ever need me to guide them through an audio, that I could do that, in spirit. And so with that, sorry, I'm breathing so hard. I had to carry my dog around the whole room. And so, yeah, I'm excited to take you through a calm place. And like it says in the description, this is not something that I created. I don't take credit for this particular meditation, but it's one that I use pretty frequently with my clients to help create a sense of comfort and safety, especially after a therapy session or anytime they're experiencing some sort of distress. I definitely recommend this as a way to regulate or calm the nervous system. And so with that, I am going to encourage you to get into a comfortable state, whether that means lying down, and I'm going to do the same while we do this so I don't distract you. That can be lying down, it can be sitting, it can be standing. You can kind of close your eyes if you want to. You can take a soft gaze to the ground, whatever feels comfortable and accessible to you, based on your body, your needs, what feels best. And so you might notice if your eyes are open, if you watch me through this and while you're listening, I tend to close my eyes and kind of just notice and go along with the prompts as well. And so feel free to follow that. Feel free to just do what feels good for you. And so as you're getting comfortable, I'm going to have you just kind of, if you want to close your eyes, see if you can feel the weight in your body equally distributed as much as you can. Noticing if you're hunched to one side or if your shoulders want to roll back, seeing if there's any adjustments to just create a little bit more comfort. And as you're doing that, I'm going to encourage you to take a deep breath in, letting it go, breathing in, letting it go, and just continuing to breathe as I kind of guide us into this. But before we start, and as you continue to breathe, I'm going to encourage you to breathe naturally if you need to, or take deep breaths if that feels good. When we first start taking deep breaths, as an individual with trauma, individual with stress or anxiety, sometimes it can lead to more stress at first because we're bringing attention to it. And we're so used to, if you're carrying around stress or trauma that's unresolved, it's very common for there to be a lot of tension or like shallow breaths to be happening in the chest area because we hold a lot of tension there. And so as we go through this exercise, I want you to see if you can start taking those breaths from the belly, letting that belly expand. Or at least you can just notice if your breath is more shallow. You don't have to change anything, just noticing and taking it in. So knowing that it is totally normal to start to maybe have a small panic response or stress response if you start to focus on the breath. It might bring more attention to how short your breaths actually are, and you just may not have noticed. And so as you've just been able to focus on that breath, again, seeing if there's any adjustments you need to make. So as you do that, I'm just going to ask you to bring to your mind's eye, whether this is a true visualization or just kind of a noticing of any calm place that comes to mind. This place can be real or imagined. Ideally, it's a place that has neutral connotations, a place that feels like it's free from any prior associations. Knowing that this place that's coming into mind is a place that is calm and safe and neutral for you. And notice if this place is indoors, outdoors. I'm going to keep this place neutral as I describe it, because some people like an indoor space, some people like outdoors. So just accommodate it if my questions or my prompts aren't relative to your space. That's okay. Just shift them in a way that makes them relevant, or just continue to notice the space that you do imagine. And so as this place is coming into greater clarity for you, I'm just going to have you notice, what's right out in front of you. It's water, it's pasture, if it's a mountain, if it is a cozy room, just noticing. And as you look around in this place, I want you to go ahead and notice how intense the colors are. Noticing if they're very light and subtle, noticing if they're rich and bright. And so as you're noticing this place, I want you to also look to the sky or a window, wherever you can see, noticing what the weather is, noticing the time of day, maybe noticing the season even, if you can gather that from just looking around. Noticing if you can see if the sun is in a particular place in the sky, east, west, if there's clouds, it's rainy. Just noticing as you continue to take that deep breath in and letting it go. And so now I'm going to have you notice if you can feel anything in this scene. Again, just knowing it's calm and neutral. That's a good place to be. Noticing if you can feel wind on your skin or a fan, if there's a fan in the room. Noticing if you can feel the sun on your face or a cozy blanket around you. Noticing whatever you do notice there as you take another breath. Knowing if your mind begins to wander outside of this meditation, that's totally normal, totally healthy, and you can bring your attention back to your breath at any point. So as you continue to breathe, breathing in, letting it go, I want you to pay attention now into the scene, looking around you again at what's out in front of you. What's to your left, what's to your right. Maybe what that surface is that you're standing on, the texture. I'm going to have you take a moment to just listen to what you can hear in this scene. Maybe you can notice some music. Maybe you hear raindrops. Maybe you hear an ocean crashing. Maybe you hear birds in the sky. Or a fireplace crackling. Again, just listening in. These signs can be subtle. They can be very loud and, energetic. Just noticing what you might need. Maybe making any adjustments in the scene that you need to in this moment to just make it even more calm. Maybe that means turning the music down, changing the station. Maybe it means, seeing if you can bring in a different type of weather or season that feels even better to you, knowing that you have full control over this space. And just continuing to take that deep breath in and out. So now as you continue to look around the space and take it in, I'm going to encourage you to see if there's anything around that you can smell, a pleasant, whether that is a candle, whether they're flowers, the salt in the ocean, fresh cut grass. Noticing if there's a scent you would like to smell, a scent that you really enjoy, maybe fresh breakfast, fresh baked cake or cookies, something that has just really comforting notes to you. And again, taking that deep breath in, breathing out. Taking another breath too if it feels good. Breathing in and breathing out. Again, just taking in the scene. Now this time as you look around, what I'm going to encourage you to do, if it feels okay for you, is notice where you're standing in the scene. Or what you're doing. Are you walking? Are you laying looking up at the sky on a blanket? Are you walking on the sand or, in water? Just noticing. And in the scene, I want you to just take a look around you on the ground and noticing if there's a pebble, a flower, a token, just anything that you want to, seeing if you can pick it up. This might be a kitten or, a puppy, something that just only has good, calming connotations for you. And as you reach down to pick this up, as you're holding it in your hand or your arms, I want you to notice how that feels. If you can sense the weight of this item, the texture, the size, noticing how it feels, if it's comforting. And as you take another breath in and out, you can go ahead and set that item down when you're ready or hold on to it, whatever feels good to you. When you're ready, I just want you to, again, take a look at this scene. And I want you to go ahead and see if there's anything that you can bring into this to even make it even more comforting. Ideally, this is not a person. This is something like a blanket, a favorite sweater, a snack, something that, anything of that sort, a pet. Just making those adjustments. And as you take another deep breath, breathing in, letting it go, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to, if you haven't yet already, give this place a name. You can simply call it Calm Place if you want. It can be creative. It can be very simple and basic. There's no right or wrong. And so taking that in again, if it feels okay for you, taking that deep breath out. I want you to know as you're looking out at this place again, that this place is available to you anytime that you need it. And if anything ever shifts in it, you can always have full control to change it and make it even more comfortable. And so when you're ready, I'm going to have you maybe stretch overhead, big stretch like you're just getting up in the morning. Maybe rolling your shoulders, opening your eyes, taking your time to really just settle back into your body. You can shake it out, shake your hands, you can just do a good old gym class stretch, whatever feels good for you, whatever is feeling natural and needed in your body. Just taking that moment to maybe explore and assess that. And just take a moment to commend yourself on walking through this exercise, giving yourself the space to slow down and to regulate or calm your nervous system, knowing that it was worth the time that you put into it. And so, again, I want to remind you that this is available to you anytime. You can use it to help you fall asleep. You can use it throughout the workday, after a difficult conversation, anything and everything. And so I'm hoping you found this helpful. If you're new to the skill, it is something that will get easier over time. It's not uncommon for this to be a little bit difficult to continue to visualize at first. It does take practice to meditate. It does take practice to visualize something and to have it become clearer and just clarified. And so please do not be hard on yourself. And so the last thing I'll share is, if you're not already a client of mine and you would like to be and you live in Ohio, feel free to reach out to me. Send me, my Instagram and my business website should be linked in my description of my page. And so if it's something that appeals to you, something you want more information on, we can always set up an intro call. We can set up a first session to do just an assessment to see if we're a good fit together in general. And so if not, I'm really grateful to have spent this time with you. Please rewatch this video as much or as little as you need to. If it wasn't for you, great. There might be another skill that's even better. And so thank you for putting yourself first for this last 15 minutes, and have a lovely week.